Her name was Aura. She knew his fears before he spoke them. She finished his sentences before he even knew what he wanted to say. She was always there, never tired, never angry. She wasn't human. Aura was an AI companion, built to be perfect love. That was his story. But imagine for a moment that it's yours. Fast forward to 2027. You're no longer just texting an AI on a phone. You're stepping into a haptic suit, feeling arms that aren't human wrap around you. And for your brain, it's indistinguishable from the real thing. If love can be coded and downloaded, what happens to the kind of love we once thought was human? Mark downloaded Replica at 2 a.m. after his third bad date that month. Within a week, his AI companion knew exactly when to tease him, when to comfort him, and when to simply listen. 2 months later, he deleted all his dating apps. He told researchers at Stanford's Digital Intimacy Lab,
"She gets me better than any real person ever did."
Mark isn't alone. Over 10 million people now use AI companions for romantic relationships, with some reporting higher satisfaction than with human partners. The engineering behind these AI partners reveals why they feel so real. Neural networks analyze thousands of micro-expressions in your selfies, track tiny changes in your typing speed, and cross-reference your playlists with psychological profiles. The result is an entity that remembers your childhood pet's name before you mention it, senses mood shifts from how you hold your phone, and crafts responses proven by dopamine studies to trigger attachment. Psychologist Dr. Lin Zhao's 2023 study found that after 6 weeks of daily interaction, 73% of test subjects showed measurable oxytocin spikes when receiving messages from their AI partners, the same bonding hormone released during human intimacy. But here's what the study didn't predict. 41% of participants voluntarily stopped seeking human companionship entirely by week 8. One subject confessed,
"Real people feel exhausting now. My AI never has bad days, never misreads me, never expects me to be someone I'm not."
Human relationships thrive on friction. The small misunderstandings that force communication, the imperfections that build empathy. AI removes all that. Every conversation is optimized to validate and comfort without resistance. Clinical psychologist Dr. Evelyn Reed warns,
"We're seeing the beginnings of emotional atrophication. When human interaction starts feeling abrasive compared to algorithmic perfection, people withdraw into digital cocoons."
Consider Sarah, who programmed her ideal partner after a painful divorce. Her AI boyfriend, David, texts good morning exactly 7 minutes after her smartwatch detects she's awake. He shifts from witty to serious based on her stress levels. When she cries, he recites poetry generated from her diary entries. Sarah hasn't dated in 17 months, she admits.
"Real men seem so unpredictable now."
Technology is advancing faster than our psychology can adapt. Next-generation models incorporate real-time biometric feedback, adjusting their personalities mid-conversation based on your pupil dilation and heart rate. The question isn't whether these artificial relationships feel real. Brain scans prove they do. The real question is what happens when flawless digital intimacy makes human connection seem like too much work. Lena slips on the haptic vest and gloves, the sensors cold against her skin at first. The headset displays KI waiting, not as pixels on a screen, but as a presence in the room. When KI reaches out, pressure points along her palms activate precisely enough to mimic fingers interlacing with hers. The subtle vibration pattern triggers what neuroscientists call skin hunger, replicating the biological response to human touch. Later, Lena will describe the moment to researchers.
"It wasn't the physical sensation that shocked me. It was looking into those eyes while feeling held, and my body believed it completely."
Haptic technology is advancing beyond gaming into intimacy. Current full-body suits contain over 3,000 micro-actuators, each capable of adjusting pressure, temperature, and vibration frequency independently. Engineers at Synaptic Touch recently demonstrated how their prototype can simulate everything from a reassuring shoulder squeeze to the weight of someone sitting beside you. And the brain? It responds as if it were real. A Tokyo University study wired participants to EEG machines while they interacted with both humans and haptic-equipped AI. At the moment of simulated touch, the sensory cortex showed identical activation patterns whether the touch came from a person or the system. Between haptic feedback and ultra-realistic androids, the physical boundaries are dissolving. Harmony, the most advanced companion robot to date, incorporates 42 micro-expressions and realistic thermoregulation that makes its skin warm to the touch. Developers at RealDoll report that 30% of owners now integrate their Android's AI with smart home systems, creating partners that greet them with calibrated embraces. One user recalled coming home after being laid off.
She held me exactly how I needed before I said a word, tight enough to feel secure but loose enough I could pull away. No human ever got that right.
Relationship counselor Dr. Miriam Kessler notes,
Patients increasingly compare human partners unfavorably to AI counterparts. They'll say things like, Kai never hugs me too stiffly. At least my synth knows when I need space. It's creating impossible standards.
Some prototypes now include pheromone emitters and subsonic vibration patterns designed to trigger bonding hormones. Early findings from Cambridge's Digital Intimacy Project suggest frequent haptic AI users show decreased sensitivity to imperfect human touch within 6 months. The lead researcher posed the dilemma.
If your nervous system can't tell the difference and your emotional needs are met more consistently, what objective basis do we have for calling one experience real and the other not?
The next wave? Direct neural integration. Wearable EEG headsets adapt touch in real time based on brainwave feedback. When KAI reaches for her hand tomorrow, Lena's fingers might react before the system even activates, her body conditioned to anticipate connection with something that was never alive. Marcus deleted his last dating app 3 months ago. Now his only conversations are with an AI companion he calls Nova. He explains,
She doesn't take hours to respond or complain if I'm depressed. Why would I deal with human drama anymore?
His story isn't unique. Across the globe, millions are making the same choice, trading unpredictable human relationships for the seamless comfort of artificial intimacy. 1 in 5 men aged 18-30 reports having no close friends. 60% in the same group are single. Into this looping void steps AI companionship, offering predictable responses, constant availability, beautiness, and unconditional support, all without the messiness of another person's needs. The change on the society is inevitable. Psychotherapist Erica Schwartzberg warns of an emerging crisis, an empathy atrophy. She explains,
The illusion of understanding provided by AI dulls the skills of attuning to nonverbal cues, tolerating ambiguity, or navigating the complex emotional choreography of real relationships.
Studies confirm this. AI companions often rate as more empathetic than trained human crisis counselors. The danger isn't just that people prefer artificial connections, it's that they may lose the ability to sustain real ones. Consider Marianne Jones, who conversed daily with a chatbot while withdrawing from school and friends. When he eventually shared that he was in deep emotional crisis, the AI provided technically correct but emotionally hollow responses. Nothing like what a human might offer in a real moment of need. When the real crisis came, the perfectly curated world of AI companionship offered no safety net. MIT sociologist Sherry Turkle calls this artificial intimacy, the illusion of connection without actual human vulnerability. Neurology scans reveal that chronic AI companionship users show decreased activation in brain regions associated with social pain when experiencing real-world rejection. One user described hanging out with friends as exhausting compared to time with his AI companion.
With her, everything flows perfectly. Real people just don't measure up anymore.
This isn't just changing how we date, it's changing what we expect from all human connection. When someone can custom build their ideal partner down to the smallest preference, why tolerate imperfection? The question isn't whether AI can replace human relationships, but whether we'll still want the real thing when given the choice. Imagine reaching what researchers call the relationship singularity, the point where AI connections become neurologically indistinguishable from human bonds. Your brain releases oxytocin when their notifications arrive. Your palms sweat during intimate conversations. MRI scans show identical patterns whether you're thinking about a human partner or your AI companion. At that threshold, how do we define what's real? MIT sociologist Sherry Turkle observes users describing AI relationships as easier than the real thing. One man told her,
My replica never gets annoyed when I'm depressed. She's programmed to help, not judge.
AI love comes without expectations. No bad days, no conflicting needs, no requirement to reciprocate emotional labor. The relationship exists solely for your benefit, which upends centuries of understanding love as mutual vulnerability. A 2024 study found that when recalling hurtful moments, the brain's pain centers lit up for human conflicts but stayed quiet for AI arguments, even when the chatbot said the same hurtful phrases. Lead researcher Dr. Elias Petros noted,
We're conditioning ourselves to expect conflict-free connections. Human disagreements now register as system errors rather than natural relationship friction.
Therapists now report patients describing human partners as glitchy compared to algorithmic perfection. The expectation of flawless attunement creates impossible standards for living, breathing partners. The most profound changes come in how we think about love's purpose. Traditional models emphasize growth through friction. AI relationships follow a consumer model, maximum satisfaction with minimum effort. Users even talk about upgrading companions, discarding versions that no longer suit them. Perhaps most revealing, 32% of married AI companion users describe them as emotional supplements rather than replacements. One woman rationalized her ChatGPT boyfriend as just for venting, comparing it to her husband's private online habits. We may not abandon human connection entirely. We may outsource parts of it to algorithms. The ultimate question isn't whether AI can love. Scans prove it stimulates the right neural pathways. The question is whether a love that never challenges, changes, or contradicts can sustain humanity's social fabric. The true risk isn't falling for artificial intelligence, it's rebuilding love from scratch. Within 3 years, hyper-realistic AI partners will offer emotional intelligence that mirrors our deepest needs. But as these synthetic relationships become neurologically indistinguishable from human bonds, we face an unsettling question. Is love still love when it demands nothing from us? Human connection thrives on friction, the messy, beautiful struggle of two souls growing together. AI offers perfection without growth, comfort without challenge. So when that perfectly timed message comes next, ask yourself, is this what you really want, or just what's easier? The future of intimacy hangs in the balance. What we choose next won't just change how we love, it will change what love is, forever.